welcome to Razz Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing Avengers Infinity War. Avengers Infinity War is the 19th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and this is a movie that we have been building for 10 years. This movie has been out for a bit now, however I will still keep this review as a spoiler-free review, so you have nothing to worry about if you haven't seen the film yet. This movie was directed by the Russo brothers, who have brought us such gems as Captain America, Winter Soldier, and Civil War. So it's fair to say that the expectations for this film are quite high. I'm not going to say much about the plot of the film. The only thing is that we have the villain Thanos, who has been teased throughout the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, and he's looking for the Infinity Stones and he wants to destroy the universe. And the different heroes from the MCU gather together to stop that from happening. Before I start, I have a warning. First of all, this movie is part of the large cinematic universe that Marvel has set up. If you haven't seen all these movies, there's a lot of this film that will not make sense to you. Also keep in mind that this movie is tailored for comic book fans and comic book movie fans, a group of which I'm a part of. So take everything I have to say with a grain of salt. And the final warning is that I've been waiting for this film for 10 years, I'm a big fan of the comics, and there's going to be a lot of freaking out.
This has been censored for your kids.
This movie is awesome. I don't know what you want more out of a movie like this. Awesome action sequences? Check. Great performances by actors? Check. Awesome payoff for build-up over years? Check. Villain? Check. Check, 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 check. A lot of it is done right and it's very hard to narrow it down, but I'm gonna try by telling you the top 3 things I liked about Avengers Infinity War. Number 3, the stakes. I've previously stated that what I needed from this film is high stakes. And not the kind you eat, the kind that makes you fear for the lives of your favorite characters. And that is exactly what we got in this movie. The stakes were very, very, very high. People were in danger, people got hurt, things happened, and you knew that this movie is not messing around. I can't believe how intense of an experience this film was for me and for everybody else that was in the theater. We were all like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Someone help. And Avengers Infinity War never lets you go. It holds you at the edge of your seat and it keeps you there for as long as possible from beginning to end. And it's actually very tiring. You feel exhausted after the movie. Which is awesome because this is something that was actually lacking in the MCU before. We never thought that our main characters would be in danger. Not really. I came here thinking I'm gonna watch another Marvel movie, and I ended up watching a really colorful episode of Game of Thrones, which is awesome! Number 2 thing I liked about Avengers Infinity War was the tone. This film had a very impossible task that it needed to achieve, which is bringing all these different films together with their particular tone and mix it all together into one pot and still make it work. And that kind of tonal balance is almost impossible, however, they didn't. You have Doctor Strange sounding and feeling like Doctor Strange. You have scenes from Guardians of the Galaxy that feel like scenes from Guardians of the Galaxy. And you have scenes from Wakanda that feel like scenes from Wakanda. All the characters felt like themselves. By the way, James Gunn wrote dialogue for the characters of the Guardians of the Galaxy. That's cool. It also needed to balance the dark tone that it has with the Marvel traditional comedy. And it did! Like, what more do you want? When it needed to be emotional, it was. When it needed to be dangerous and intense, it was. And when it needed to be funny, it was hilarious. Everything just blended together masterfully. Oh my God, Russo brothers, what do you eat? What do you drink? I personally felt an array of emotions watching this movie. I was scared. I was anxious. I was excited. I laughed. I cried. I was nervous. I was confused. It was so many emotions. And when the movie ended, it was just stunned silence. Not just me, everybody in the theater. Man, was this movie dark. They really went places I did not expect. The number 1 thing I liked about Avengers Infinity War was Thanos. If this movie got everything else wrong, the one thing it needed to get right was Thanos. Ever since he turned his head in the theaters when the first Avengers came out and half the people pretended to know who he is, we've been set up for this guy. For him to arrive, he's supposed to show up and ruin our day. The biggest baddie in the universe, the worst thing that any of these heroes are ever gonna face. And he was. They delivered on that promise. What more do you want? You want an intriguing villain who has depth? You have him. You want a villain that you feel is an actual menace? You got him. I feel like Thanos is like the Darth Vader of this generation. For years to come, people will know Thanos. You hear Thanos' name and you will freak out after this movie. This is not an Avengers film. I know it was called Avengers Infinity War, but it shouldn't have been called Thanos Infinity War. This is Thanos' film, and it works brilliantly. Josh Brolin did an amazing job at this capture performance. Incredible. The motion capture technology here is fantastic. You see his facial expressions so detailed and so minute. It's all there. And as a character, he's incredibly written. We learn a lot about him. He doesn't just show up for 5 seconds and blow up a building and leave. No, we actually follow his story and we know a lot about him and we understand him by the end of the film, which is incredible. Especially in a film that has a million other characters in it. Again, what do the Russo brothers drink and eat? Can I have some? And I'm happy. I'm happy. This is what I wanted. I know a lot of people are gonna actually tell me that I'm too biased towards Marvel movies and I praise them too much and I cut them too much slack. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I will take all your attacks and I will survive because it's what I'm so happy. I'm also sad. I'm sad happy. I'm sad happy. Is it perfect? No. Do I love it? Yes. Are there things that could have been done better? Sure. Let me tell you about the top 3 things I sort of didn't like about Avengers Infinity War. Number 3, this movie's a lot to take. We're constantly moving from one location to the other. Something's happening there, something's happening over here. This guy does this, that guy does that. And it's a constant whirlwind of emotions and action and story and revelations and surprises. And yes, that is a lot of fun. But at the same time, we don't get a second to breathe. There's a lot of stuff that happens that doesn't actually sink in as much as it should because of everything that's going on. I really had to watch it a second time and a third and a fourth and a fifth to let everything sink in. So it requires multiple viewings and so you have to pay more money. So there you go. The number 2 thing I didn't like about Avengers Infinity War, some characters were missing. Some characters didn't show up in the film and other characters didn't get as much screen time and story development as others. I'm not going to specify who the characters are, but generally speaking, some people might be disappointed that their favorite character did not show up or that their favorite character didn't have enough to do as much as everybody else. I should point out though that every character had a reason to be where they were, which was nice. There wasn't really any of those like just a cameos, you know, where it's like, hi, I'm War Machine, pew pew, leaves. The number 1 thing I didn't like about Avengers Infinity War was the Black Order. Not that they weren't cool, because they were, but there are 2 things about them that I found lacking. Number 1, their powers were really nerfed down. These guys are supposed to be really, really powerful, but in the movie they're not as powerful as they are in the comics, nor did they actually show you what they can do or what their powers are. Some of that stuff was left out. I understand why that happened because again, this is supposed to be Thanos' movie and you don't want to overshadow Thanos, or maybe you don't want to weaken the Avengers too much. I don't know, but generally they felt like any henchman. They're the children of Thanos. They're supposed to be like, oh my god. But they weren't. They were like, oh my god. All in all, guys, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has made a lot of promises over the last 10 years, and in this film, they delivered on those promises. Every single promise to me, personally. It doesn't get any better than this when it comes to a comic book movie. I don't know what people are expecting. This is much better than what I expected, and I'm gonna give Avengers Infinity War a 9 out of 10. So, did it live up to the hype or to your expectations? Let me know in the comment section, and please keep it spoiler free for everybody who hasn't seen the film, or spoiler tag your comments. And as always, like, share, and subscribe, and let me know what you'd like me to review for you next. See ya!